Our guest this afternoon is David Bonaparth. David is a two-time Gator, undergraduate business, not Hefner at the time, but undergraduate business degree from the University of Florida, and his MBA from the University of Florida as well. He's from South Florida, the Boca area, so if anybody's out there from Boca, you can give him a shout out. And after graduation, having worked for the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center here for a number of years, we'll get into some of his own personal entrepreneurial endeavors over the years. He's been working as a corporate innovator with Ameriprise Financial over the last couple of years. So leveraging those competencies and skill sets we always talk about inside an organization, which, as we always say, you don't just have to go launch a company. You can do a variety of different things and serve as an innovator. And one of the things he's actually working on right now with his team is how to roll out more innovative competencies and skill sets within their group. So Dave, welcome back. This is your at least second or third time doing ENT 3003, and that's because we can afford your speaking fee so far. So that actually works out really well. So maybe let's do what I always like to do, which is go back to the beginning. When you were getting ready to come to college, come to the University of Florida, you had already been fairly entrepreneurial, but did you have designs on getting out of here? Which I guess I kind of know the answer to this. Wanting to go run your company, or what were you thinking of initially when you were here, and how does that journey sort of evolve?
Yeah, it's a great question. So a little background, when I was thinking about college, at the time I had been running a kind of, you call it a startup of sorts, teaching local community, older folks in the community, basically how to use their computer. Right, and so at that time, and I'm 40, you guys are a lot younger than I am, right? There was no high-speed internet. It was all dial-up. This was kind of when the 90s, when the internet was kind of just getting started. AOL was a big thing.
How many of you were born in the 90s?
None. Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. A couple Thousands. Willing to admit it at least. Right.
So there was a need at that time, and identified that need, right, of folks to learn, basically how to communicate, right, via this new mechanism that was becoming extremely popular. So I seized on the opportunity to create a business model around sitting down with these folks and literally teaching them right click, left click, and the nuts and bolts of what everyone kind of knows what to do today. And I was able to create some revenue out of that, right? And my expenses were really low. I think my mom had to drive me to some of these, meetings and sessions because I couldn't drive yet. And then when I got to drive, it was just about gas and just to my time, right? And mostly on the weekend. So fast forward a little bit. So I knew, kind of going into school that I wanted to do something business related, something computer related, right? So I started my college career in the business school pursuing what was then the CIS degree, which was Computer Information Science. I got very quickly, bored with programming. So then it was up to me to kind of shift gears a little bit and focus more on the business side of things. Really put energy into what I found to be the most interesting aspects of business, which is that startup mindset, that innovation mindset, that creating something from nothing, having to go through that process, taking the classes of yesteryear, the technology venture sequence, being involved in the center, and building that confidence in that area. But interestingly enough, at the same time, I also really loved all the work I was doing in student development. Good question.
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned like the transition from changing majors. Did you
Hold up. Sorry.
Yeah, throw the thing.
There we go.
So you mentioned that like you changed majors from programming into the business end of it. Did you kind of know going into that you wanted to like run a business related to programming, or no?
I would say that the degree was a business degree with a concentration in computer science.
Oh, so you kind of put yourself on that track.
I did, yeah. And then I figured out pretty quickly that I didn't, the focus on rote programming, right, and typing at a keyboard was not for me. I wanted to be more interaction. I wanted to do the interactive part of business, right? And later on, I'll tell you kind of how it all came full circle for me, right, in what I do today and what my passion is. But what was interesting about my career was that or my education is I really got passionate about helping students, right? And that's the part of my career that basically brought me to the Innovation Center and allowed me to develop what is today the Master of Science in Entrepreneurship program. So I was able to harness this mindset, right, and find a way to take one of my passions, which was helping students, learn this stuff, right, and put it into practice within the center and within what I spent 6 years doing here at the university, while still maintaining that business of consulting and doing a little bit higher level type stuff in what was considered to be the IT industry, right? That pure IT industry stuff. So I had the best of both worlds, right? After I got, to the place where now I kind of started thinking about what was next for me, right? After my 6 years here doing the entrepreneurship and doing the consulting, I wanted to, and being in a public institution is very different from being in a private institution, right? Or a company. Jumping out and doing something different, like starting a career at Ameriprise, right? Being able to leverage the skill sets and the toolbox and the mindset of the entrepreneurship and innovation work I've done, plus the IT, right, that I've been doing on the side, right? I wanted to figure out a way to converge that, right? To bring those things together. So the lesson, I guess, for you guys is you may have a whole bunch of interests, right? Whether it's technology, whether it's social, whether it's nonprofit, whether there's ways to converge this concept of business, right, and entrepreneurship and innovation into those passions, right? And that's kind of what I had to do, is figure out a best approach to go down that path that I really wanted to do and really wanted to enjoy.